Color. Color and design is our next topic. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at how some web pages use color for varying impacts and effects. It's important to know kind of some of the cultural associations with different colors, and so let's go through and talk about these for a few minutes. Many of you will probably be familiar with these. Primary colors, your main colors, as you all know, are your reds, yellows, and blues. These generally represent traditional, stable, kind of familiar type topics. A lot of children's books or children's websites will use these color schemes. It's stuff that we're very used to. Secondary colors generally are orange, greens, purples. These have the cultural connotation of being new, unique, different, fun, that sort of context. And then finally, we have complementary colors. And complementary colors are colors that occur on the opposite side of the color wheel. I have some graphics I'll pull up here in just a moment to illustrate this. And then finally down here, this is kind of a side note, a bit of a tangent down here, but orange buttons are frequently call to action buttons. And so for the next couple of minutes as we move through some website examples, I'll show you a few of these things. So let's move this out of the way, pull our web page up. And now let's look at kind of some colors. So if we look first, I'll erase everything there. These are our primary colors. As you can see here, you can clearly see that we have our red, our yellow, and our blue. And as you can see on this color wheel, complementary colors to yellow would exist over here, blue over here, and red over here. So when we take a look here and we then fill in and we look at a different color wheel, you can see complementary colors. And this color wheel maybe doesn't have the actual best representation of each of these colors, but if you look, complementary colors would be these pairings. And so even though you wouldn't necessarily think about yellow and purple going together, or red and green going together, or orange and blue going together, these colors will actually work pretty well with one another on web pages. So let's go through and take a look at a few of these examples within some web pages here. So the first one that I'd like to look at is this Lake, what's it called? Lake Nona. And as you look here at the site, this site has some pretty traditional, pretty basic colors. We've got, if you take a look around here, we do have some green, but right in the center, we've got this nice blue color that pulls our eyes. And then over here, we've got our reds and our yellows. And this is actually for kind of and down here, this little logo has all three pulled together, as does this logo right here. We've got this blue up here. There's our orange call to action button. And here's something that's standing out for us. So as you can see, this is a pretty traditional site. This is actually for a housing subdivision / intentional community based around families and education, stuff like that in Florida. Just a site I happen to bump into in my search. Okay, the next one that we can take a look at is secondary colors, and this is for Site Mint. The site has been getting a lot of publicity lately. This is basically a financial tracking app that you put on your phone or your computer, and you actually hook up all of your bank accounts to it, and then it tracks and it helps you budget. But as you can see here, once again, this has the color green throughout the entire thing, and we know that green tends to equal new, unique, that sort of idea. And anybody who's willing to connect their bank accounts at this day and age to an app is probably on the cutting edge, and they're looking for something new. And so then if you look up here, we've got these orange, once again, call to action buttons. They want you to migrate your attention directly to these buttons. The other colors in the site are somewhat mellow. You can see down here that we do have some primary colors working here in this chart, but simple colors with very direct visualization of your call to action. Okay, So let's take a look here at another example that we have. If we move over to the events finds, here you can see that we have some nice complementary colors here. In this one, we have, again, call to action buttons, but we have blues and oranges and some complementary colors working together here. Here's our call to action buttons. It's not to say your call to action buttons have to be orange, but that definitely does seem to be a fairly common thread right now. So yeah, so that's how the color works together. Now, the last one that I want to show you is this one. Now, what this one does here is this works with light colors and bright colors sparingly. As you can see, we have the white text, and it uses a nice, clear, uninterrupted background for the main text in the page. And so basically, I guess what I'm trying to get at here is that no matter what kind of colors you use, what your schemes be, this really high contrast that's clearly developed when you have very nice, clean text with a very concrete difference between the background and the text will always help your content come to life. It'll bring your content, again, the text, the conversation that you're having with your audience right to the forefront of your web page.